Welcome to the next video. In this video I'm going to show you everything about the preview module. When you've loaded an EDF file, in my case I've loaded OPI ES12 baseline EDF, you can navigate to the preview module. Once you've entered the preview module, you can actually see the contents of the EDF file. On the left hand side you'll see the signals or the channels list. This is a list of all the signals that are available in the EDF file. The middle region is a graph of the signals that you've selected. Right now we haven't selected any signals, so there's nothing displayed. On the right hand side, this is the metadata information of the EDF file and of selected signal. In this particular EDF file, some of the contents have been removed. That's why it's blank. The top hand side has controls that allow you to navigate through time for the selected signals. And underneath the signals list, there are two buttons allowing you to export data. One of them allows you to export to binary, and the other one allows you to export to Excel. I'm going to select a bunch of signals that I want to preview. To add signals, I can simply click on them. Once I've clicked on them, they'll be displayed here, with their names on the left, their y-axis, and the x-axis, which is the time. The duration here stands for an epoch. An epoch right now is set to 30 seconds, but you can also change that. If you want to navigate through absolute time, you can click on this button. And again, you can see that the duration is 30 seconds, about one epoch. You can change it on a second-to-second basis. You can also type into it. Or you could go back to the epoch time, and you could change the start epoch and the duration. For example, I want to start viewing the signal data from the third epoch, and I want to view about 2 epochs of data. So I'll have epochs number 3 to 4 displayed, and 4 to 5 displayed. If I want to remove signals from the graph here in the middle, I can simply click on it again. For instance, I want to remove signal F4 from this graph. I'm just going to click on it again, and it's gone. On the metadata pane here, you can also see a single signal's properties, or metadata. So if you click on it, you can click on a particular signal. Let's click on flow. Now you can see that the sample rate was 512, and these things here, they're not available. Once you're done previewing and you find a particular region interesting and you want to export it, so in my case, let's say I'm browsing the flow signal and I find about this much data to be interesting, I can export it to binary. Exporting it to binary is going to save me a lot of time if I've loaded a large EDF file. Because if I want to perform analysis on this set of data, I don't want to have to reload this EDF file. I know that for small files it's not much of an issue, but for large files loading times can take more than a minute. So I'm going to click on export to binary. I'm just going to enter a subject ID, and I'm going to export from the time that I see on the preview page, so 3, and I want to export about 10 epochs worth of data, so from epoch number 3 to 13. I'm going to hit OK. Now I'm going to see a browse window where I can choose to save the binary files. I'm going to save them on the desktop. Once I hit OK and I navigate to the desktop, I can see that there's a header file and there's a binary file. If I open the contents of the header file, I can see metadata information about the signal. For example, I can see the subject ID, the name of the signal, the start time, the end time, and the sample rate. The binary file is the raw data. I'm going to close all this and go back to the application. And now if I hit the analysis and I go to the respiratory analysis, which don't be scared, I'll talk about more in detail later, I can now load this binary file into the analysis module and I can perform analysis on it. I don't have to open an EDF file to do this. I simply need a binary file. This is what I mean by saving you time. In a large EDF file, you would have had to open it and you would have had to select the signal here at the bottom in the EDF file And this may have taken you, more than 2 minutes. And if you have to do this repeatedly, you end up wasting a lot of time. But by having binary files, you save that time. In any case, we've concluded the preview page. In the next video, I'm going to talk more about interesting features that may or may not be useful to you. So I'll see you there.